Day 2, acupressure, taking charge of your health. You have to take responsibility for feeling amazing, and I can show you how that works. It's not that complicated. Every day, we're going to do a scan and kind of see how we feel. We're going to move around. We can get up and move around, but we should know where we have problem areas in our body and go directly to those and do our tapping for the pain, push into the pain. And what you'll notice is that every day, every week, you'll see things getting better. I call that a healing trend. Now, I'm not sure if you have an autoimmune condition, you got this inflammation generating somewhere inside of your body, how much it's going to work without actually finding the root cause of that. But this won't hurt, and it'll probably still help. So scan, move, and tap, and then we're going to get into the emotions and incorporate the developmental needs so that we're looking at our childhood stresses and traumas. So we can start with Earth, the mother, and the emotions in here are feeling low or less than or feeling sorry. And you could feel sorry for somebody else as well as ourselves. And so you just scan and look around. Where do I feel sorry? And then you identify it and you think about it while you're tapping. That's all there is to it. You don't have to do anything about it. We just want to get those feelings moving. And you'll notice when you do the tapping, while you're doing the tapping, you might come up with some ideas of like, oh, that hurt a lot, but it made me really strong. You might have these realizations while you're going through this. This is also your mother relationship, feeling safe and nurtured. So if there's disruptions, if you were separated from your mother or your caretaker, if your mother was not very nurturing, or you weren't safe at all, then remember that, feel that, and tap through it. And when I say tap through it, we're clearing it out of our system. With practice, you'll get to this place where it's like, oh, I can think of it now, and it doesn't create that tension in my gut. It's just like a movie on a TV screen. Middle side of the nose is about sadness, mourning the loss, and feeling stuck. So just look around in life. Where do I feel any of those? I have had experiences where I was feeling a very strong feeling, frustration, something like that, and I tapped through, that's the frustration point, and it really, in the moment, calmed everything down so much that you can respond with your higher brain. Because when we're really emotionally charged, we're responding from our brainstem, fight or flee. This has to do with your father relationship and validation, which means you are okay and normal just as you are, and what you want is important. Doesn't mean you always get it the moment you want it. I taught my kids that waiting is really good for brain development. And I just reminded that when they couldn't have it in that moment. Water is fear and feeling paralyzed, like paralysis by analysis. We're overthinking things. So just where am I feeling afraid, worried, overanalyzing? Where do I feel paralyzed, unable to get? Because water is movement too, right? It helps us get through. Flow. Where am I not flowing? The developmental need here is encouragement and reassurance. So we could think of times where we were discouraged. Sometimes parents don't think that something is the right thing for you and you really are interested and you're discouraged. Or sometimes you feel like you need to stop and watch and they're like, go, you don't have anything to be afraid of, and it creates this confusion in your nervous system because you're supposed to be listening. Just remember those experiences while you tap. And you might naturally start to see the value that you received from those experiences. And yes, every experience has value. In fact, they say pain is growth. So let's stop wishing away people's pain. Let's move into it and really kind of learn the lesson from it. Wood is anger and resentment. The developmental need is healthy boundaries. So if we had a lack of boundaries or boundaries that were not consistent, or if we were punished without warning. So just remember, tap through. Fire is 2 points. The emotions are lost, confused, helpless, vulnerable. And so just think about memories where you felt that or where you're feeling that now. The developmental need is feeling included and accepted as you are. So think about times when you felt left out, not included, and then just let it go until you can think back and it's just a picture on a TV screen. And I'd guarantee you, but I'm not charging you anything for this, you're going to feel better.